This is high-key my new filming spot. I actually kind of love it. Anyway, hey guys, what's up? It is Meg, and it's raining again. Not that you guys can see that. It's very light, so it doesn't really matter. Which has nothing to do with today's video. Today I'm actually going to be talking about my insecurities, which is really weird. I know I spoke last week about my anxiety and stuff, and like why I'm anxious and all that kind of thing. And I feel like given that my GCSEs literally start in 3 days time, I thought now's a good time to kind of like, you know, talk about anxiety. We're about to start talking about all these other things, try and break down the teenage psyche, that kind of thing. I don't know, I feel really inspirational at the moment. I think it's kind of really emotional because tomorrow's my last day of school ever, which is why I've got my little Leavers hoodie here, which we stand. It's grey, obviously, which you guys can see. Yeah. So I thought I'd talk about my insecurities. I think I touched on this in my last vid about my anxiety and stuff. Is about why I can do YouTube as opposed to me being a people person. Because I'm not a people person in the slightest, but I can do this because it's on camera. I can edit out anything that I do wrong. I can put makeup on, make sure I get it from the perfect angle with the perfect lighting to make me look as best as I think I can. And all that, I can make sure that my hair is like perfect, although let's be honest, I play with my hair way too much in videos for it to ever look perfect because it's always moving around and that. Yeah, so for this video I'm actually completely barefaced. I've done nothing to my hair. I mean, I washed it yesterday, but that doesn't count. So this, look, I brushed it this morning, but it's not, there you go. There you go, I've done nothing to my hair, nothing to anything. I'm completely barefaced, no makeup whatsoever. I haven't straightened my hair or anything because I felt like, for a video about my insecurities, if I just go damn out there and show everyone, it doesn't actually look as bad on camera. I feel like it looks in real life. It's kind of clearing up now. So the first one I'm going to talk about is actually probably one of my biggest insecurities ever, which is my eczema. Which eczema is actually a really like common thing, normal thing, and also a lot of people who have eczema don't even know they have it because you carry the gene or whatever it is, but you don't always have like the stuff showing, and you can have it anywhere and you can have it to certain degrees. You can also have like different types of it and stuff, which is great. I've always had really bad eczema, she says, not looking at the camera. I've always had quite bad eczema. I go through stages of it being worse and it getting better. I find that in the crossover time, this I'm considering a crossover time in the seasons at the moment, because although it should be March and April, kind of that's the crossover time. The English weather's been hella bipolar. So yeah, this crossover weather between like winter to summer back to winter is where my eczema I find is normally the worst. And yeah, and I am unfortunate enough to have two types of eczema, which is wet eczema and dry eczema. So dry eczema is like dry skin where you need to moisturise it, and wet eczema is caused from like in your joints and stuff, like in here, where it's because it's like you're sweating, you get hot too much, so then it's causing the opposite effect, so it's eczema, in that sense, in which you need to do like different creams and stuff for it. In this video I'm actually also going to talk about the creams that I find are good for me for certain things. I will just have a little disclaimer at the start of this before we get into it. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it will work for you. Everyone, even if you have the same skin issues, condition let's say, doesn't necessarily mean that the cream or thing in question is going to work for both of us. Yeah. So I've always been really insecure about my eczema. When I was younger, I guess I went through a lot of stress, so it made it a lot worse because of course my parents divorced and then like all this other stuff. So I had a lot of stress in like my early years and stuff, so I think that's why my eczema was the worst. It had it in my, like the joint. I have scars on my arms, but thankfully they kind of tan over. I mean, one doesn't, which is really annoying, but they kind of tan over, which is fine. But yeah, but I have scars on my arms from it because I used to have it really bad in the like crease of my elbow to the point where they were open wounds and bleeding, and it was disgusting. I had to wear a different jumper to school because I couldn't wear the school jumper because the school jumper was fluffy on the inside and it would get all in it and it'd be really painful on that, which was great. And then I had it all down here, so this was wet eczema here, and then I had it at my wrist where I used to get sweaty there for some random reason, which was also I think wet eczema, and on my arm was just from like scratching all the time. And it always used to be kind of a little game in a bad way, because if you could get it start growing up the arm, and it's like you had to try and fix it before it connected, because once it was connected, that's when it was really hard to get rid of. I'm a weirdo. I used to get it, I still do sometimes, in the like crease of your knee in the back way, because of course it's sweaty, so that's really horrible because I don't wear tights to school because I can't because of my eczema. Yeah, I get some lovely allergies due to it. I have grass allergies, I have sand allergies, and I have allergic to tights. I don't know why, but the thing, so I can wear leggings, that's fine. I guess they're breathable because you have like this, it's open. But I can't wear tights because it's horrible. Yeah, so because I can't wear tights, I'm bare leg at school every day because I wear a skirt, which means if I have eczema, everyone can see it. Not that anyone's looking. The worst place to have it though is on your face, which is where I actually have it right now. And I also went through a stage where I had it really bad on my neck, on the back of my neck here. It was complete, the whole thing was just an open wound. We love that. Anyway, so look at my face, I'm going to show you. So you can kind of see it on my neck here. This big patch here. Lovely scar. It's got really bad at the moment because people have been messing around with my prescription. We love that. Anyway, that's not the point. It's really bad at the moment. It's probably also linked to stress because my GCSEs are in 3 days, so I'm hella stressed. Anyway. So this is really horrible. It doesn't actually look that bad on the camera, it just looks red. In real life, this is painful, this is dry, this is red. The worst part is here on my chin. This little area here, and right the way along, and stuff, which is lovely. It's all down this bit, which I don't really like. And it's horrible because it, like, when it starts to grow up my chin, it like gets to my lips, and then my lips get really dry and crusty and horrible, and it's rank. I also get it here. Love that. I also get it here in between my nose and up here, like in my eye. I get it on my forehead sometimes, but not really. I guess that these are just like normal. I don't know. We love that. Anyway, so that's where I like get it, and it's horrible because I get spots in here, in this little dip that I have in my chin because it's oily, and I get spots around my nose because it's oily, and I get them in my hairline because I don't know. That's just rank. So I can't use spot cream because it brings out my eczema on my chin. I can use it on my nose, it's fine because I never get eczema there. But I can't use spot cream because it brings out my eczema on my chin. But if I moisturise, then it brings out the spots because there's more moisture in the skin, which is horrible. A moisturiser I've actually found works for my face. I feel like face moisturisers and skin, like the rest of your body moisturisers, are very different. For the rest of my body, I swear by Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula, this one. Softens, smooths, relieves rough, dry skin. 24-hour moisture. Smooths marks and tones skin. This thing. It smells like chocolate, which is always a plus. This stuff. I swear by this for like every other part of my body. I also feel like it definitely doesn't do this, but I also feel like it makes me look more tan. It definitely doesn't, but we'll just say it does. Also on the back just said, suitable for eczema prone skin. So yeah. But this is really good for like the rest of my body. I have found by using it on my face, it doesn't actually help at all. Yeah, the only annoying thing is with this bottle shape in particular, it's really annoying to get the right amount out. You have to really squeeze it hard to get any out, so you end up with too much, but that's not the thing. For my face, I will only use Nivea now. I was using this Palmer's one when I was at my dad's and using my Nivea one at my mum's. My mum went and bought me a Nivea one for my dad's, which this pot is huge, and it only costs like £3.49 in Home Bargains. So yeah, this is a 500ml one. My mum's have a 300ml one, which was £2.99, and then you can get little squeezy ones. Anyway, so this is actually a kind of newer one for me. I've only been using it since the start of 2019. Which, by the way, my 300ml pot, I've barely even dented that, and I've had it for like so long. So yeah, you need this because you really don't need that much of it. Anyway. So this is actually Nivea Soft. I heard of this brand through my friend because she was using it as just a hand cream. It says on the face, it says on the front, face, body and hands on there. As you can see, this is what it looks like, which we love. So this actually hasn't been used yet, but it's just a nice big just dollop of cream. And you just take a little bit on your finger and like rub it onto wherever. This is good. This is one I use for my face. I think I said, but yeah, this is actually a really good moisturiser I find for my face. Nivea, I find is my face one. I used a Nivea one before, but it started to not really work. So it was quite old, so I got a new one, which is Nivea Soft. I heard about this through my friend because she was using it as just a hand cream, the little squeezy one, and my skin was really bad that day at school, really painful. So I was like, hey, can I just have some of whatever you have, and then she was like, yeah, it's Nivea. I was like, hey, cool, I'm putting it on my face, and it worked. Like, it relieved all the pain, it looked better kind of instantly, so I'm like, this is what I'm using forever now for my face. Which I think is brilliant. And then I'm also gonna show you this real quick, because I actually thought this was pretty cool when I saw it the other day, or whenever ago I bought it. I think I actually bought it last year. Sudocrem, you can get it in a little squeezy tube, which I think is well cool. Anyway, Sudocrem is really good for wet eczema. Now that's not just for me, that's for like everyone, because I know so many people that have eczema and have wet eczema, and if you use Sudocrem on it, because it dries the skin out, it's good, literally, if you have anything, put Sudocrem on it. Like, you got spots, put Sudocrem on it. You got a burn, put Sudocrem on it. Like, literally anything, Sudocrem it, do it. It'll change your life. Yeah. I feel like as I've kind of grown up, my insecurities actually about my eczema on my face has kind of dulled down. I've been like, when I was younger, I used to get really offended when people point out the fact that I had eczema. It really used to get on my nerves and bug me, and I used to cry and stuff, which was not fun. But hey ho, we love that. I think also it looked a lot more gross when I was younger because I had a lot of wet eczema, and that's when you end up like cuts and it's weeping and it's really grim. I hate it. Love that. But no, now it's all kind of just dry, so it just goes red. I feel self-conscious about it at the moment because it's really bad, but normally I just have this bit. This is just because they've done stuff to me, which isn't really fair. But this bit is normal, and I don't really care that much. I mean, my friends will point out to me sometimes, they're like, you need to fix that, and I'm like, well, but this isn't, I don't really care anymore, because I'm like, hey ho, it's part of who I am. You just kind of need to embrace these things. I know they're not embarrassing though, but I know they're like horrible, you don't look how you want to look, but who really cares? Embrace it all. There's things you can do to manage it. Eczema never goes away. It might physically go away, but you'll find possibly later in life, through different like stresses and stuff, it'll come back. My mum didn't know she had eczema until she gave birth to me, and the stress of childbirth brought out the physical effects of it, which we stand. So yeah, that's actually going to be the end of this video now. So yeah, bye guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week on Thursday at 5 with another video.